Johnny couldn't make it. He had some family things, so hats off to Johnny. I wish you the best on that adventure. We got Kyle Telstrom. Thanks for coming, Kyle, on short notice. Of course, we got our guest here, which we'll get to in just a moment. But first, I want to talk about some cool stuff that's been going on. I've been gone for a couple of weeks. We have a lot to talk about, actually. We've got basically 2-day race that happened at Bow Tracks. Well, 1 day for Lakeport. We almost got rained out in Ukiah. We'll talk about that later. Also, I just finished up Wizard of Oz, which is a lot of fun. I just got to acting in that. That's another reason why I wasn't here. And let me tell you a funny story about that. And with all this weird, wacky weather, we had a tornado that actually hit over in Kelseyville. Yeah, and so I kept looking for the lady on the bike, but I didn't see her. But that's all right. Anyway, yeah, we got a great show lined up. There was another one. There was another one in Chico too. They've had quite a few tornadoes. And speaking of wacky weather, of course, the weather's not working out too great. So I guess technology kind of wanted to be on the same wavelength. Our phones aren't working tonight. So you can call us, or actually not call us, you can chat with us in the chat room at www.checkeredflag.tv. Ask us questions in there. We'll get to that in just a little while. There will be a call-in, though, with your phone. We're not going to give the number out over air. All the girls calling and everything. So, hey, sponsors. We got some brand new sponsors. And we'll talk about that in a minute, too, basically the unveiling, if you will, of the Rico Roma's Coffee Shop. We had a live shoot there. Next Monday, we're going to show a little bit of that shoot next Monday. Rico Aroma Coffee has a brand new location located on Highway 53 next to Century 21, right across from Tower Mart. It's basically in Lower Lake. I don't have a physical address, but right next to Century 21, it's hard to miss.
Right over there.
It's on the junction there across from Tower Mart. Also, AFX Graphics. Hey, hats off to Ken Stanfield and AFX Graphics. They gave us they made our shirts too. We got shirts. We got a banner here, which is pretty cool. AFX Graphics, we had him on here a couple weeks ago. Hey, hats off to you, man. The much anticipated episode 53. He's been wanting to see that. That's what this is, episode 53. Catch us right here on Mendocino Access Television, Channel 3, right here out of Ukiah, every Monday night, 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You can catch us on the World Wide Web at www.checkeredflag.tv. You can also check us out on YouTube. On pretty much by Thursday night, we'll have the episode put up. YouTube.com/checkeredflagshow1. We're everywhere. We're on Twitter, too. We're everywhere. Twitter.com/checkeredflagshow1. And you can send us questions there. Check us out also on Facebook. Type in Checkered Flag Talk. Like I said, we're everywhere. We're all over the place. So our guest, we'll get right to our guest, a 360 Civil War sprint car driver, Chase Johnson. Thanks for coming, man. Great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Right on.
I appreciate it.
Right on. So we're going to get started with your, and you actually, you're our booker now, so thank you very much for getting us our guest. He gets his famous people. He's actually Justin Bieber. Nobody knows it, but he's got an alter ego where he races. No, just kidding. So I'll ask you, how did you get your start in the racing?
I've been racing since I was 5, and my great-grandfather to my grandfather to my uncle to my dad, they have all raced. So.
Right on, man. Right on. So tell us about your first race car experience. What that was like, and what the race car was that you raced.
Actually, the first time I ever got in a car was at Ukiah, here in the Ukiah Speedway track at the fairgrounds.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was back in the day.
Wait, are you saying he's old? That's like time ago. Oh, I'm
that was
sorry.
a while ago before
I know. I was
But it was actually on the big track because it was an open play date. So we threw the cart in the back of the trailer and we started it up, put it out, pushed me out on the track, and my dad told me to go. And funny thing is, you know how the entrance to the track is in the middle of the straightaway?
Yes.
I went the opposite way, and I went backwards around the track.
Oh, you were looking for another entrance.
Yeah.
So you kind of got lost?
Yeah, so.
Right.
Making right turns.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's one of, they're going to be making some improvements there, and one of the improvements that they're planning on doing is actually having an ingoing and outgoing.
Yeah.
So, that'll be really cool there. Right on. So you got some questions, man? I'm sure you got a bunch of them. You know this kid better than I do?
A Oh, of course. What's your favorite racing moment that you've had in your, ninth year, 10th? This is your 10th year racing, right?
Yeah. I would say getting in the 360 sprint car, it's a really cool thing is when you're actually racing against the guys that you've seen or you've been in the stands watching from the fans' point of view, and it's just really something cool when you're racing side by side, going back and forth with kind of your heroes of when you were watching.
Right on.
Yeah, it's really something cool.
So have you, what else have you raced? Have you raced a go-kart, outlaw kart
Yeah,
too?
I started in the outlaw karts.
I remember
like
seeing, I think I remember seeing your name when I was announcing for go-karts, I think a year ago.
Yeah.
You doing it? Okay.
Yeah, we run locally around here, so Chico, Ukiah, Lakeport, all the good tracks.
Okay. So explain what a 360 Civil War sprint is. We've heard of sprints, but
Yeah, the Civil War is just the tour that I'm in. The Hoosier Tire California Civil War Series is a great series. They go all around California. They tour 360 cubic inch Chevy small block engine. It goes around there pretty fast, but they're on dirt and they're wing sprint cars.
Right on, man.
Yep.
Cool. Right on. So are you planning on getting into NASCAR or anything? What's your ultimate goal out there?
Just succeeding in the racing world, just anywhere.
Right.
Anywhere's great.
Right on.
Landing a ride anywhere. Pavement, dirt, World of Outlaws, NASCAR.
We actually had a question from our Twitter earlier, and I actually remembered it. I was going to write it down, but actually I remembered it. There was a guy that had asked us basically who your influences were locally and nationally. That's the first question.
My influences would probably be my family. I've watched my uncle and my dad race the sprint cars, and I would say they're the biggest influence in my life for the racing, and of course my grandpa and my great-grandpa.
Right on.
Yeah,
they were also
obviously
meaning
you're
like
running
in
around with it your whole
NASCAR
life
and
too,
racing,
right?
but
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then the other question was your worst person you raced against and your favorite person you raced against. Kind of controversial.
My
You don't
worst
have-
person?
Yeah, the worst
Who's your
person that you've
rival?
rivaled. Basically, yeah, the way to put it.
I don't know who my worst person would be. Probably Kyle. No.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Of course.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. The Civil War series has a lot of really good guys. Probably the best in California. Like, forgetting names. Alyssa Givings.
Who we've had on our show here too.
Yeah, exactly. She's
Yeah.
she's
Great
a great
girl.
driver
Yeah.
and great person. But I mean, all around, like, top 10 are top-notch California 360 drivers.
Right on. You race on dirt too, right?
Yep. Dirt
all it is.
oval.
Dirt oval track. So, what's the transition like for you racing on? Have you ever raced on a paved track too with anything or no?
I have not.
Oh, you have not.
He's
Isn't
been
that-
racing
okay,
his whole
wow.
life.
I've actually tried out shifter karts at the Infineon Raceway
Wow.
up in Sonoma, but other than that,
Nothing
to
but the
dirt.
dirt, huh? All about the dirt. So
Yep.
what was that? What was it like for you racing on a paved track?
it's a little different, but
Right.
still racing, you're still having fun. Still
Right.
got a motor and a steering wheel.
Sweet. So another question here. Off the top of my head was kind of a joke too. You were telling me a story earlier. Do you ever get mistaken for Justin Bieber?
Oh yeah, sometimes I get a lot of jokes around
Right.
the pits, but oh well.
You said somebody
funny
came up and
games.
tried to take you a picture though. Was
Yep.
that?
No,
Tell me about that story. It was.
guys come up all the time and give me a hard time about my hair and
Oh, okay.
before the pictures and say I didn't know Justin Bieber races sprint
Oh,
car.
so that was just a joke. They didn't really think you were
No,
Justin Bieber.
yeah.
Right.
yeah,
on.
it's a joke, but it's
Right
all
on.
good.
Back on the racing side of things, I mean, I've raced go-karts and watched you race. I mean, you stepped up a level, but those are all similar. I mean, how hard was it jumping in from like a 450s, 500s into the sprint car? V8 instead of a little, dirt bike motor, bigger tires, bigger track, all faster speeds, things like that. I mean,
Yeah, it was a big difference, and it wasn't so much, but I mean the whole gas pedal, brake pedal, and how the steering wheel feels is just everything you have to be completely smooth on with the sprint car, more than I think the karts.
Yeah, in a sprint car, you're not sitting up, stretched out. You're sitting on a chair and your legs are 90
Yeah, your
degrees
legs
right
are 90
down.
degrees.
Your
and
pedals are
Right.
up and down.
you feel like you're driving a bus.
Yeah,
The flat
big old steering wheel.
Yep.
Oh, really? So you got the big wheeled steering wheel there, and
It's not all flat to you. It's more flat.
is it a comfortable ride? Do you drift with it, or
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Sideways all the time. And
Yeah, sideways. Is that's kind of the on doing that on purpose thing, you know?
Yep.
Going sideways, sweet.
But, yep, that's the fast way around the track.
Right on. So, what do you have? We can give your sponsors a push too, actually, while you're here.
Of course, yeah.
Of course. Do that.
Johnny Franklin Mufflers, my family's business. They always help out a ton. And Matson Property Inspection, they have kicked it in. This last 2 years, they've helped out a ton. Thank you, Steve. And Oroville Cycle, they're great. Jody's great with the dyno and the carts motors, giving us some motors. Just great to have you on. And Aphex Graphics.
Yep. Yeah, they hooked us up too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ken was on the show earlier. Ken's a great guy. Ivan's a great guy. They have made my car look great this year.
Oh, you saw the show he was on?
Yeah, last week.
Yeah.
And then him and RJ with RJ's Race Graphics, they've made my car look great. But then recently, this last week, we got a call from K&N Pro Filters, and they're on the sponsorship program as well for.
Oh wow,
This
K&N
is cool.
series.
Yeah.
Cool. K&N.
Or
Obviously, with the K&N, if you don't know, K&N is with the K&N NASCAR Pro Series as well.
Yeah,
So sweet.
they're really into racing, and they. I mean, I appreciate it for them helping us out and everything, but.
Yeah, every little bit does help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty
So
cool.
let's get to you got some cool stuff here. You got the helmet. So let's try to be
Yep.
careful with this. Talk about your helmet here and kind of give us a little rundown on this.
Yeah, Don Serrano painted this. He did a great job.
Wow, that is a pretty nice looking helmet.
Yep.
So this kind of, this helmet pretty much keeps the dirt and all that from coming.
Yep.
And obviously.
Got the tear-offs.
So I was going to ask you, what are these? These are the.
Tear-offs.
Okay, so when the dirt gets on them, you can just go to and switch
Yep.
to another one
Yeah,
really
so
quick.
Clean, you can still see.
Sweet.
Yep.
Sweet. So what does something like this cost?
A nice dollar amount.
Yeah, a nice dollar amount. You don't know
Of
the
course.
actual amount.
Yeah.
And then of course I was going to ask you, what an engine. If you know anything about the cost of an engine, and kids your age, it never ceases to amaze me. Kids as young as you, getting out there and getting involved in this. How would a kid out there that wants to do this, let's just say that doesn't have family in racing, that wants to get behind a wheel of a race car?
I would say just go check out the races, go into the tracks, meeting the drivers, talking with the drivers,
Right.
ask them how you can get into it, who's a good guy to get a car from, where's the good spot to get parts from, of course, and
Right.
I would probably someone my age, I would probably get them into the cars first.
Right. How old are you?
16.
Okay.
Yep.
So what's your so do you have any time for a social life, or do you,
Yeah.
you ever get a social schedule
What are
with
you
all the
running
stuff
out
you do?
doing? You're not racing during the week.
Yeah. School's of course important, but then I played football this year and golf for the varsity team.
Everybody, as I said, it's so amazing, the kids out there. I've had, we'll get to the recap later on that, but I've had James Bickford on my show, and people like you guys that play golf, they play football, they
Yeah.
play basketball. I think he even bowls, and then you, like I said, and then you race. It's like you must really enjoy everything you're doing, because it doesn't leave much room for a social life.
Yeah, exactly. The schedule gets busy.
Yeah, it does. But I guess you guys obviously like that.
Yeah, of
That's why
course.
you do it.
Always
Right
got
on.
to stay busy.
Right on. You got something here too that you're gonna sign, I guess. And
Yep.
Yeah, we'll have you on the show, man. If you could sign your thing.
Of
for us
course,
or
I
whatever.
will.
yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys. We
Oh
appreciate
yeah,
it.
we're not finished with you yet, but we definitely appreciate you being on the show. Thank
There
you.
go.
Yeah, right on.
Thank you.
Sweet. And so your book here, you've got some pictures too. If we can get the camera guy to, after we look at this, we can get the camera guy to focus in on the wonderful photos and stuff that we have under us there at the backdrop.
But yeah,
You can explain a little bit
Ken
about
at
those.
Ken at Extreme Images, he did a great job last year. He put together this book as a present to us.
Yeah,
with
Ken
Aphex.
Stanfield, who we had on here, and he does extreme. Isn't it extremeImages.com? Is it?
Yep.
Images.
It's actually GoCyberspeed.
GoCyberspeed.com. Yes, I want to make sure I get that correct. GoCyberspeed.com. He's also our sponsor too, and you can check him out at GoAFXGraphics.com as well.
But then Yeah, it's just really neat that how he did it. He got pictures of me with my uncle's car, the number 17.
Okay, so number 17 is your uncle's?
Yep, and my car was getting the motor refreshened at the beginning of last year. So
Sweet.
he was nice enough to let us use his car for the, I think, first couple 4 races of the year. So I thank him for that.
Sweet.
Really
And
nice.
we can maybe do a close up on this too, if you can. This is his car, so people know what his car looks like here. You got the close up on that, Tech. Hats off to our wonderful tech, Joe, Smoking Joe Roca to be exact, taking care of the tech here. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. This is the picture he's got here, and on the back actually has a photo of you in your uniform, right on. And it's so funny. We got somebody in the chat room that saying Justin Bieber 3. He does not look like me. We all know that it's not the real, obviously not the real Justin Bieber there. That was great though. It was
That's
great.
funny.
Though. I haven't seen you didn't do the hair thing yet.
No.
Yeah. The hair flip.
Yep.
Yeah. Do the hair flip. Sweet. Right on, man. So like I said, we really appreciate having on the show. Some other things I wanted to talk to you about is your schedule. You got a pretty big schedule here. So we're on May. So your next race for June is.
It's actually a makeup race, which would be Wednesday.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you about that. You're racing on a
Wednesday
kind of an odd day of the week. What's that all about?
Wednesday night. Placerville Speedway does a really cool thing this year, or they've been doing it, I guess, for a couple 5 years, and usually it's just a Placerville local series points race. But we didn't get our first race in at the beginning of the year because of rain and weather, but so they've planned this Wild Wing Wednesday, the WTF Cup, for this Wednesday.
Okay.
As kind of a makeup race.
What's the WTF Cup or whatever you?
Wild Winged Wednesday Cup, but.
Sweet. So you guys can't race. You guys can't race if the track gets wet, huh?
Well, we can, but it's really hard to get it going because it just.
Same thing in asphalt, you know.
Oh yeah, same thing as that. Yeah, Kyle, you got some more questions for him, and of course, chat room too. We got people in the chat room now. You got some questions for him? Let us know.
Yep.
We've got Justin Bieber 3, and then JB, and they're probably even Justin. Yeah, we got some. Yeah, I guess the jokes aren't going to quit here tonight, but
of course.
Like I said, our phones are out. Like I said, I guess the weather phones kind of took a dump with the weather, and they're not working. So you can ask us in our chat room, and a little bit later, Ron McConaughey's calling in to do a What's the Diecast deal to let us know all about your diecast needs and that whole thing. So you got any more questions for him, man?
I've just thought about this one.
Oh, sweet.
How did you end up with 24 as your number?
Jeff Gordon's been one of my admirers that I have watched since I was little, but I really like him and his driving style and the way he shows himself, but he's more of like a hero to me.
Oh, sweet.
Right on. So that's where the number
I think when we
24.
first started, he had like a helmet that looked like Jeff Gordon DuPont colors on the
Yep,
helmet.
we had Jeff Gordon's colors, not the rainbow colors, but the
blue
flames.
and red.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Wow, so he's your idol, kind of, huh?
Kind of.
Sweet. So have you ever thought about getting into a late model?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah?
That'd be a great time. I think that would be lots of fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Right on, man. And we got some people in the chat room. I got a relative, Jim Naylor, actually, who's my brother, actually made it into the chat room. Anybody who's got some questions for our guest tonight, please ask away. Like I said, we're not, phone lines aren't working, but you can ask us in the chat room, get a question. I have a question for him, and we've got some statements. Go away, Chuck Beavers. Something, Norris is out. I don't know. We got some weird people in the chat room tonight.
Hey, we'll stick on racing, guys. Come on.
Yeah, we're on racing. We're not on the music part. I for those of you who don't know, actually, you may not know this, but we got you singing later for to close out the show.
Yeah.
Off your new hit single, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe your new hit single.
Maybe you're lucky.
Right, maybe if you're lucky. Right on, man. So hey, thanks for being on the show. Again, sponsors real quick, and then you'll tell us where you're going to be at. A couple races, and we're going to get into some recaps, and then Ron's going to be calling in here in about, I would say, 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Sweet. So do you want to give your sponsors a shout out real
Of course,
quick?
Johnny Franklin Mufflers, Matson Property Inspection, Oroville Cycle, Bernstein Orthodontics, Aphex Graphics, K&N Filters.
And I just now noticed this the whole time that Trevor Cristiani is in the studio right now. He's actually kind of sitting here watching us. He's like, don't mention me, please.
Yep.
We've had him on our show too. He's a late model racer that's about your age.
Yeah, he's a really good friend.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You're not just saying that because he's here and
No,
he's within
I think he's supposed to come over tonight.
Oh, he is. Okay,
Yeah.
that's why he's sitting here. Okay.
Yeah. He needs
So
a
you
ride.
just didn't come out to watch the show. Okay, I see how it is. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, let's get to some recaps. I'll get to Ukiah Speedway in a minute, but we guys had some unique things that happened at Lakeport.
Yeah, no, we had this weekend. It was supposed to be the 2-day Memorial Day show. Friday night practice and barbecue, which Furious put on. It's really good barbecue, and we got practice in, and then Saturday, showed up to track. It was real murky, and I want to say about 2:30, Dave Furia, called it. It was just wet, and right when everyone left, started clearing up, but then it rained a while later, and we weren't going to get the show in. So everyone came back Saturday, and they were going to do like a split show. Some classes were going to run heat races on Saturday, and then others were going to do full nights and do 2 fulls. So we just did like a normal Saturday night show on Sunday. So
right.
That was kind of interesting, but really good action. We had 16 modified show ups. So it was a full field, 11 outlaws. Good set of bombers, and a couple more other classes that were there, just touring around.
Right. So do you have any idea who won, and give us a recap?
The big story of the whole weekend was Charlie Collins. He's doing triple duty out there right now. He won the bomber race. That was, and then he won the outlaw race. In the modified race, his brother, Gary Collins is running, and so they're racing neck to neck. And Charlie says he didn't have mirrors in his car, so he didn't know he could have cut his brother off and took the lead, but his brother had beaten him, so he, could have had the challenge of winning.
So he almost got.
He almost got 3, and the track promoter was going to stake.
Yeah, he almost got. I understand he almost got the triple crown.
Yeah, and the promoter was going to stake in $1,000 for doing that, so that was kind of a cool deal. But
right. Yeah.
He's got some more races. We'll see what he can do.
Oh yeah, came close. He definitely a prospect, and then I heard that. Sean Keown actually races himself, got to ride in an outlaw. What happened with that?
Yeah, no, Justin Dutcher, he wasn't going to be this weekend, so he asked Sean Keown to get in his car for the weekend, to keep points up and try it out and try to get more people into the class. As one of Sean's mini stocks was having a problem, so he put the driver that was driving his other car in his personal car, so he gave up the night of points in his mini stock to run that, and had some mechanical failures in the outlaw, so that was kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
He didn't get to run the full night, so that was kind of too bad.
Yeah, that was cool of him though. And that happens in racing. We'll get to that in a minute. We had some stuff happening in Ukiah too, so we'll let you finish off the Lakeport.
Shout out, Brandy Cubbage in her first Jammer main event win.
Yes,
so
yeah, from all of us at Checkered Flag Talk Show, thumbs up, way to go. I did read that press release. I'm pretty excited for her.
I had Jackson Long in one of our mini stocks, and he drove the thing really good, and he almost had the win. So I gotta give him a shout out for that because he drove the thing pretty well.
We got a question of how you're doing. The racing fan wants to know how you're doing this year.
Not too bad. I don't know. We had a couple of tough breaks last 2 times out. We won the first race, the brand new event in the class, and then the second week out, we took out a set of rear end gears. Carl was fast, and then this weekend we had a couple, failures. You had a right front ball joint break on us, and so we didn't get to finish. We had 2 DNS. We're sitting second in points, and we're just, we're right there,
Right.
ready to jump out there and see what we can do to finish off the season.
I'm sure you've been there just too with problems happening with your car.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, it's part of the deal. Got to get
Yeah,
over it.
it just happens. It's just one of those things. And I understand that you guys did get rained out Saturday night, and you guys were set to go rain out. But Sunday you got to race, which was good.
Yeah, it was nice to have a good day on
Yeah,
Sunday.
the cool thing is I got to have. Like I said, we'll show it in a little while here. I think next Monday we'll probably show it. Got to do some editing to get that finished. But basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna show. I think we're gonna try to show clips because we have an hour show.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm gonna show a 15-minute clip. We had Danny McIntyre on, which was awesome, and he brought out the number 67 car. I mean, everybody was so humble. Extreme Asphalt Outlaw. Everybody was so great and so nice. I talked to him and I talked to David. Danny was really good to me. He was really good. He came out on the show. We gave a big shout out to those cars and everything else, and we had a great time. It was at our new sponsor, which I'll talk about in a minute too.
Yeah, that helped having the parade going on too.
It did help having the parade. We had some looky-loos that came out and looked at the car, so I kind of why I did it that way. It kind of gave publicity to us at the Checkered Flag, and it gave publicity to the cool things that Danny and Dave were doing at Lakeport. It made sense, to do it in the county there. And
it's
yeah,
nice, get the fans and people more.
Getting the fans wanted to go out that night.
Feel the car and they come out and watch, and they have a whole new perspective of things.
Yeah, it was a funny story about that is Danny wanted to leave right away, but there had been an accident across the street. So he was waiting because he had actually, when he drove the car, he came out over by not Carl's Jr. He came out by one of the fast food restaurants and had to drive the car just shortly onto the main drag and then onto here. Well, what happened was he actually drove back in. He actually stayed there and he revving the car up and was getting ready to go out and noticed there was the CHPs there. So he actually waited.
Oh, was he
he
gonna drive it back to the racetrack?
Yeah. He wanted to drive it to get it onto the trailer. He had to drive it back around and onto the Highway 53, the main drag there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that was so he wanted the CHPs were there, so he was like, I think I'll wait. But it was a really good show. How's yours? We're at 7:30 now. Seeing if
we'll wait. We'll get this thing hooked up.
Yeah, we'll keep going. If he calls, he calls. We'll get on to the. Right now, I guess we got someone saying they're having trouble hearing us. How are we sounding over there? Might have to do another sound check. Someone says.
Roland's calling us right now.
Okay.
Cue the mic.
Yeah, let's cue the mic up. We got someone saying, I'm in love with. Someone has another saying, I'm in love with Chase. Ooh, Chase got a. Yeah.
How you doing, Ron?
How you doing, Ron?
You're in love with who?
No, you didn't hear it. Oh, you came in at the wrong time. There's a person in the chat room called saying I'm in love with Chase. I didn't say I personally.
You sound like you said you're in love with somebody.
No, I didn't say that personally, Ron. No, that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
We have Chase, aka Justin Bieber, here in the house. Actually,
Oh, geez.
Nice.
I haven't let him live that down. He's got the same haircut. Hey, thanks for being on the show. I'll get back to the recap later. I'm sure you got some cool stuff to talk about, Ron. We've been off for a couple weeks.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff.
Hey, and you actually, how did sales go for you? Was it Memorial Day weekend, actually, you were out there selling your cars?
I was out there for one day.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. If I was a duck, it would have been great.
Yeah, with all the rain
but
sitting out there, it's not too bad.
Right.
I give it to Blair for sticking it out there because he tried his best, and everybody else. The fans were great. I mean, there were plenty of fans. It just wasn't meant to be. The weather was on Saturday night. It was great because the rain held off for most of the night, and as soon as we got packed up, it rained.
I was real surprised about that too. I mean, it's like the faucet shut off and it shut on again. I mean, like I said, hats off to them too. Nadine and them stuck through it, and we got the race. I think she had to axe some of the heat races to be able to get the whole races through. But I hats off to them at Ukiah too. So let's get on to the stuff that's on sale right now. What to look out for, what to buy, what not to buy, and all that good stuff.
Well, I'm sure that there's plenty of Kyle Busch fans out there that want to buy his diecast right now.
Yeah, they're pretty good in incident this
By
weekend.
Richard Childress.
Oh, after the incident, especially after the incident this weekend, I'm pretty positive.
Yeah, since Grandpa got him and put him in the headlock and punched him out, yeah.
Maybe people
Oh,
are
I
laughing
missed
at
that.
him
I
instead.
missed that. I got busy this weekend and missed that. See, Ron,
Yeah,
you get to see all the cool stuff when you keep up on NASCAR. Wow.
I didn't see it, but it's all over the chat boards and everything.
Yeah, I believe tonight
and
NASCAR's making their thing with it.
I didn't read the article yet, but he paid the price, it sounds like. So, Childress did, but...
Yeah. Right.
So, we'll see. But still that's hot is his three-piece sweep sets are hot. We sold both of the ones we had, but I found two more, and I'm going to order those. Then I found two Kevin Harvick Budweiser cars. Those should be in probably 2 to 3 weeks. Those are going to be a little bit pricey because these are a little bit different. They're one of 133, and they're called Liquid Color, and they'll be $75 a piece.
Wow.
So, but they're less than 100. There's 133 of them made, but they're numbered on the back of the car and everything, and they will be, and you can see the numbers, the VIN number and everything, and they will stand out. The paint will stand out a little bit differently, so they will be nice to see.
Yeah, it's a collectible item. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm trying to work a deal to get some more Harvick cars now, but I'm not having much luck.
I was going to ask you about how the Harvick cars were going.
Huh?
I was going to ask you about that, how things were going with the Harvick cars. Not so much luck, huh?
No, they're sold out. They made 8,000 of them, and the 8,000 were gone in a short period of time, and then it's just one of those cars that people wanted and you're not going to see again.
Right on.
So another car that's done real well for him is his Realtree car that they ran in Charlotte, and that's doing real well as well. But the new car that just came out for Richard Petty and Dale Inman, the 64 Belvedere, which is done in Petty blue, and it's signed by both Dale Inman and Richard Petty, which is kind of unique.
Oh, sweet. That is very unique. And let me apologize to the fans real quick. That little beep, somebody was trying to call in on Kyle. Maybe one of his girlfriends, I'm not sure.
Nah.
But like I said, we're happy to use Kyle's phone because what a day it's been. Not only the weather's been topsy-turvy, but the phone lines were out here. And so my phone, I try to use my phone. Mine goes dead. So he goes, why don't you just use his phone? So continue, Ron.
Yeah, sorry for the bad sound.
Sorry for the bad sound. I think Ron jinxed us or something. I don't know what happened.
Not me. That's your phone.
Yeah.
You didn't pay your cell phone bill. That's what it is.
I did pay my cell phone bill, but
that.
the battery went dead. Maybe the regular phone bill didn't get paid here in the studio, but it quit working. So I'm sure that I don't know.
Oh, yeah. But the car is made by Toolbox Treasures, and it's a nice looking car for the old school folks that like that kind of stuff. It's a little bit pricey, but with the 2 signatures and everything, you expect that. With Richard Petty and Dale Inman, they sell for about $105.
Wow.
And they're pricey, but they will sell out. It's the same quality as the rest of the old school Petty cars and the Ralph Earnhardt cars.
That's a pretty good bargain for those kind of cars, though. $105. That's a really good bargain, in my opinion.
Yeah. Then the Ned Jarrett car that just came out, the Ford Galaxy, is doing real well. A friend of mine back in Charlotte had him in his store this last week during race week, and that did real well. And they had them for $89.99 in his store, and they have those, and that's the retail price is $89.99, and those did real well too for him.
Is that car on?
They are still available, and they come in both autographed and non-autographed, and they're $69.99 for the non-autographed. Then, excuse me, Tony Stewart and the UFC have kind of hooked up with a thing called Tap Out for the fans.
Oh, I heard about that.
The clothing line, and then Kevin Harvick also has one. I believe it is Harvick. I can't remember for sure. It's, I'm looking here, trying to find it.
Trying to find it online. And where do you go to get your, we asked this before, but for the new listeners, where do you go to get your sources? Where can they check all these out at? And they can obviously call you to get them from you, too.
Lionel.com has it.
Okay.
Their website's updated almost every day. And Facebook, they have it, too. It's Lionel. There's a thing there called Lionel on Facebook as well.
Okay. And they can actually...
And they update it almost every day, and you can ask them questions there, too.
They can actually call you, too, to get some stuff that you're selling.
Yeah.
At 707-350-5076, am I correct?
350-4671.
Oh, 350-4671. Yeah, I say if you actually answer your phone.
Hey, I answer my phone. Don't give me any grief. I answer it.
Hey, I've tried you. You called. You answered today, but the other day I couldn't get you to answer. I called you several times, but
there is, with Brad Keselowski winning, there is the new Kansas Wind diecast that will come in the case, and those always come in the case when they win. Then there's the Mark Martin number 25 Farmers Insurance car.
Oh, sweet. Hey, I got a interrupt you real fast. There's a lot of
Okay.
questions in the chat room right now, and for our wonderful guest here. But right now we're doing the thing with Ron. So afterward, at a quarter till, you guys can start asking the questions in the chat room. Any questions that you have for Chase, he'll answer your questions the last 15 minutes of the show. All right, continue, Ron.
Okay, then with the Prelude coming up, with Tony Stewart, where the guys go race down in Eldora, down in Ohio, at the Rossburg, Ohio, there's going to be Tony Stewart racing. He's going to have the Bass Pro Shop Mobile One car, which is a real nice looking car. It's black, and it has the Bass Pro Shop logo. And it's going to be associate sponsors are going to be Office Depot and Mobile One.
Dirt late
which
models,
will be
right,
a
Ron?
real nice looking car.
Dirt
And
late
for all
models.
the Kyle Busch fans, no, he won't have two black eyes on the hood. Sorry. And it won't be black and blue either. Somebody said they were going to put black and blue M&Ms out for the cars this year.
Yeah, funny joke. I heard that too. No, that's not going to happen. Kyle wanted to know if that was the dirt late models.
Yes,
for
that
those.
is the dirt late model.
Yeah, clarify.
Or the Prelude cars, as they call them.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of both, yes. They're going to do the M&M's cars for Kyle Busch, both in 1/24th scale and 1/64th. They're going to do Ryan Newman in the Army car, and it will be black, and it will have some camouflage on it. And
sweet.
then they're going to, also already out is, God, what's his name? Carl Edwards' car is already out.
Wow, you're forgetting names, Ron. Uh-oh, that's no good. Yeah.
I am. Carl Edwards' car is already out. But the Prelude cars, you guys, when you go looking for those, you need to kind of be aware that if you look real closely and you type in late model instead of Prelude cars, you might find that you get a different price. And it's like last year when you typed in Casey Kane and you typed in the Young Guns and you typed in Casey Kane, you got two different prices when you're searching them on like eBay.
I've noticed
that.
that.
When you typed in Young Guns, you got a totally different price because people listed them under Young Guns and they were $30 different.
Wow, I've noticed that too in searching at different prices. So what is your to be aware of? Is there some of the names out there to be aware of that they're?
Well, you just like if you type it in, especially with the Prelude cars, because you don't see a lot of them out here. There's a guy down in for the Busch fans, there's a guy that I know that will have them down in Fresno by the name of Chris. He'll have them because he's a Busch fan and he sells die-casts, and he'll have them down there. And I can give you his phone number if you guys need him. So just get a hold of me and I can give you his phone number and stuff because he'll have all the Busch stuff
Sweet.
that you need because he's going after all the odd paints and everything and all the high dollar paint stuff and the real rare finishes and stuff for Kyle Busch. But what you need to do is you need to type in late model, then you type in Prelude, and you'll get two different quantities of the searches when you type it in.
Okay, all right, that's understandable. Yeah, for those of you who are just tuning in and don't know, we need to get him. We need to get him his own graphic, man. We got Ron McConnell on the phone with what's the diecast deal. He's got to have his own graphic. We got to get that for him. We'll do that for the next show. And basically, he's talking to us a lot about what's happening with the diecast cars and collectibles and stuff like that.
So Ron, I got a question for you.
Just so you guys know, I just got in a bunch of cheap cars too, for like Tony Stewart, Kevin Harvick, some Ricky Rudd, Sterling Marlin, some older stuff for like $20 a car. So there's Kevin Harvick icebreakers and stuff like that. And I had a customer this weekend who needed a Mark Martin autograph card, and I ran one down for him.
Oh, sweet.
And if there's any Carl Edwards fans who need an autograph card, I can get one of those too. I know where one of those is as well.
Sweet. So for those of you who heard, if you want a Carl Edwards car, they can call you. Let's give that number out again so they know where to get a hold of you at.
707-350-4671.
Sweet. Yeah, Ron, you definitely have the hookup, man. I saw your big list of cars you had out there on that table out there. You had some really good ones. Where do you get those kind of cars from? You go to eBay to get most of those, or?
No, I get them directly from a distributor. And some of them, those belong to my good friend Lenny.
Oh, yeah. We've had Lenny on the show. Ron McConnell and Lenny also. We had both of them on the show doing a complete diecast thing. We'll have to get them on again, Ron.
Still have 400 cars left.
Wow, yeah. You got a lot of...
Yeah, he's still got a lot of cars left.
Right. Is he selling them? Is all the 400 he's selling, or is it some of those he's hanging on to?
He wants to sell them all.
Right on.
So he still has two of the cars that are less than 700 made of senior.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, they make diecast. Yeah. They make diecast for these too. For these sprint cars. Do you have one of yours? Any diecast? I know Alyssa Giving does. Alyssa has hers, but they make diecast out of those too for the local people. And I don't know what's the cost of something like that, Ron. Like if a local racer wants to have their own diecast made.
They can get them made. I forget what it was. I think it's $7 a car, and it's a limited production. The least you can get done is a couple thousand, I think it is.
Oh, sweet. Well, hey, Ron, thank you so much for calling in. You got your 15-minute thing there, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Ron, and we'll get you on next Monday.
Quit falling in love with people, Shannon.
It's not me. It's the people. I'm telling you, it's the people in the chat room. It's not me.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
All right.
You're in love too, Ron. You know you are. There's a reason why you hung on an extra 2 minutes of the show. So.
All right.
Thanks, Ron.
Ron's got beaver
guys,
fever.
have fun.
Thank you.
All right. See you later,
right,
Ron.
see you, Ron.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Turn the mic off.
Yeah, make sure the mic's off now, Tech. All right, thank you. All right, that was Ron McConnell. Boy, he had a lot to talk about today. That was pretty cool.
Yep.
I want to, we have any questions for Chase? We had quite a few people asking questions and stuff and comments during the Ron McConnell. So anybody want to call in and ask, or not call in, obviously no phone, but you want to get in the chat room and ask a question, you can do that right now. So you can do that right now and get in the chat room. We're going to get to basically
Speedway's recap, right?
Yeah, recap, afterburn, exactly. Kind of fumbling for the words here. I'm tired. It's been a long weekend. This past weekend, I actually had monster trucks, so we're going to get to that also.
Memorial Day weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, basically Memorial Day weekend, and I've got to open up my results on the computer because I didn't do that yet. See, got to be on top of things. So it was a great race that we had there too. Johnny Miskell was there. Hats off to Johnny. Hope everything's going well for you tonight, man. The Bandoleros, Frankie Pickrell won in the Bandoleros. I was pretty excited for him.
First main event win.
That was his first main event win, yeah.
So.
I was real excited for the kid, and he actually took a points lead there at a 15.285. I was very proud of the kid for that.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
speeds.
Tim Buzzard Jr. came in second. That was quite a good race. So they were neck and neck with those cars. That was an awesome race. Pro 4 Modified showed up. This was actually Sunday, day 2. I don't have all the results for the day 1, but pretty much those were pretty much time trial preludes, in my opinion, to the main events. Like I said, we tried to, we weren't able to do the heat races because of the rain. Mm-hmm. They're able to get a race in. Greg Van Cleve in the 13 car won, and he actually took a points lead at a 13.445. So that was that. Of course, in the Bombers, Ron Duke Jr. won. Anthony McCoy was right up on him. The Bombers was a very good race too. He took a 15.927. And George Abella fell back to 7th. He was up there for a bit, and he's
getting some competition now.
He's getting some competition, and his car is just not running like it's been, in my opinion. And I don't know what's going on with that. It's got it could be the competition thing or the fact that
I
his
think
cars
a lot
aren't
of people have picked it up. You know, Ron Duke, and then and Anthony McCoy, and a lot of those guys, and Rick Tomlin. A lot of guys are picking up, and they want to go beat him. So
right. We had 18 legends showed up. We turned out with having 11. There were some problems with some engines
for the
going
national
out.
qualifier.
The national
It was a national
qualifier, yes,
qualifier.
exactly. I was going to get to that. For the national qualifier, Robbie Zub won he won actually, and actually got a 14.295. So that was pretty good. And then Jeremy Wood was right under him at a 14.319. He came in second. And I wanted to compel to say it. I kind of felt bad for him because everybody has their slump in racing, and I'm trying to remember the name of the car, but you may know since you're pretty much up on this. The 24 car that James Bickford raced. He raced for somebody because he had a problem with his car the night before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had a problem with his car the night before, and so he raced.
I can't remember his name. I think I remember.
He ended up racing the 24 car, and unfortunately that didn't work out too well for him either. He had just a rough weekend, and I give the kid a hats off for sticking with it and staying with it. I mean, he went off the edge of the track and all that, and like I said, there was quite a few incidences with the legends, but I mean, it was a good turnout. Like I said, we had 18 legends, and so
yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah, it was a really good show. So I mean, the whole thing was awesome. Like I said, we had I got a hats off to Robbie Zub, and of course, Lewis Tyrell, raced really good. Oh yeah, very good racer, Lewis Tyrell, of course, and then Timber Cookson took the lead away from Johnny Barker on the third lap of the Pro 4 modified mains, actually. So that was really good too. That also happened that night, or Saturday night rather, and it was just a really good race. So now that we got to that, let's talk about what's happening. We've got a race in Ukiah and in Lakeport.
Yeah, well, Friday night we got go-karts in Ukiah. So come check that out. Saturday we got races in Lake County. We're gonna have a typical Saturday night show. Outlaws, modifieds, bombers, jammers, mini stocks. All the classes are building up right now. I think we might be looking at having a 12 to 14 car mini stock field. We're really getting the car counts up. So that's pretty cool. And Sunday we got Delbert's Memorial Raceway and go-karts again. So lots of racing.
Oh, you're doing the go-karts? Yeah, lots of racing this weekend. And of course, we have the Airport Auto Brokers late models, and the Airport Auto Brokers are also handling the legend cars for us as well.
They have a traveling tour with them running around that.
Yeah, traveling. You should try to see him getting in a legend car. You ever thought about racing a legend car?
Yeah, those look like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call them dwarf cars and they run them on dirt, but.
Oh, they race those on dirt? They call them dwarf cars?
Yeah, they call them dwarf cars. I don't know why, but they're basically the same thing. But those legends look like a blast.
Yeah, they're different. Yeah, I'll have to see if I can stick you on my mini stocks for the weekend. You can try asphalt out.
Yeah. See if you can hang. See if you can hang.
See
with
if
you
you
guys
can hang
on
on
the
the
paved track.
asphalt.
Hang on the asphalt. I have a good reason to think he would hang with you guys pretty much. I mean, how you raced asphalt before, so.
A little bit.
Yeah. A little bit. Sweet. And then of course we've got someone in here that says go Katie Miller. Can't forget about Katie Miller. She races a really good race too, the 55 car. So.
Yeah, legends.
Right. Sweet. So yeah, anybody got questions in the chat room for our guest? We've got about 8 minutes left for that, and I got things kind of falling here. Oh well. But yeah, again, I want to give our hats off to Afex Graphics. Go check out goafxgraphics.com. They are our sponsor now, and of course, Rico Aroma Coffee Shop over there off of the regular Highway 53 across from Tower Mart. And I want to get to talk about some announcements that are happening, which is really cool. Mm-hmm. This Saturday, of course, there's racing at Lakeport and in Ukiah. But during the day, we have a thing called Power to the Youth. I don't know if you heard about that. It's going to be great. We've actually got a skateboard competition, a 2-on-2 basketball game, and also kind of like bands are going to be out there. And
this is in Clear Lake, right?
Yes, Clear Lake at Austin Park. Yeah, I was going to get to that. The bands are going to be great. One of the bands I listen to is AFL. They're pretty good. They played at the Tattoo Convention last Saturday, so they're going to be there too. And it's basically for the Pride Foundation, and it's kind of giving power back to the youth and getting the youth involved, and which I think is great because we usually see that with the whole racing thing.
Yeah,
so.
getting kids.
Yeah.
That's a good.
They're our future.
Right. Somebody wanted to know: is Chase planning on coming to Idaho September for the Trophy Classic?
The Topher.
The Topher Classic.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be really cool to do. I know that's a long haul all the way to Idaho, but the Topher Classic, I've heard of it, and it's a really cool thing up in Idaho. But I mean, I would love to go that.
Yeah, new track. New track,
A
something
new
else
track,
to
new
do, yeah.
experience.
Exactly.
And Miss Idaho, are you from Idaho? I was asking
Me?
her. No, I was asking her if she
Oh.
was from. I was asking her if she was from Idaho. It says Miss Idaho. I don't know if she was really the Miss Idaho or just somebody that was asking a question. Yeah. Our tech is laughing. It's funny. Anyway, yeah, we got about 5 minutes left in this broadcast, and so anybody has any more questions for him, you go ahead and ask us or him and everything else. It's been great having you on the show, man. Of course, next, like I said, getting back to announcements next week. Next week we don't know do we have next week? Do you?
We're
I'll have
working
to
on
get
it,
Kyle
man.
on that. Yeah, Kyle's the man for that. But we're actually going to show a clip from the Rico Roma's Coffee House, and again, I want to thank them for putting out sponsor for that. And it's a great family place to go get coffee. And like I said, right off of 53, Blair's working over there, and it's just an awesome thing. And so thanks for that sponsor, and also of course GoFXGraphics.com.
Fast Lube
Kyle
Plus.
fan, is Kyle racing anything other than an asphalt car? Somebody wanted to know.
Carts.
That's a good question.
I'm running go-karts through Fury Motorsports at Delbert Memorial Raceway, get back to the basics and stuff. But other than that, no. Chase is going to hook me up with a sprint car ride one of these days so I can try that out. But
You're going to try a dirt bro. See, he's going to turn it around on you.
Yeah,
See if you can
try.
hang with
Maybe
the
a
best
little
of
swap.
Swap, yeah. See
Yeah.
if he can hang with the best of them on the dirt track.
That'd be cool.
Right. Jim Naylor wants to know, what does Chase think who do you think will win the sprint cup this year?
Me? For the overall series?
Yep.
Yes.
Um,
Probably yourself.
of course. I don't know. I think I kind of want to say Jimmy Johnson's going to come back, but it's hard to say. I think Kevin Harvick's doing a really good job this year.
Yeah. Miss Idaho wants to know how many times have you flipped. Oh, and I think she's the one that asked earlier and the 10 years you've been racing, what was the worst experience?
The worst experience?
In accidents, I guess. And then we'll get to this one.
I don't know. The worst experience, I don't know if I really have worst experience in racing. I mean, flipping always
Sucks.
Yeah, flipping's always bad, but actually I've got an onboard shot of me with the carts. If you guys have seen it, I spun out, hit the wall backwards, and actually knocked myself out.
Man.
I've got a video of that
Ouch.
on YouTube.
Where can they find that? On your, you could just go to Chase Johnson on YouTube, or?
Yeah, they can go on. You could type in Chase Johnson Racing, and it should be, I think it's on Chase Johnson onboard outlaw cart crash, or Chase Johnson outlaw cart crash. You could search on YouTube.
Jim Naylor says Kevin will no longer work for Jimmy Johnson. I would probably have to agree with you on that. I'm not just saying that because he's my brother, but after what happened this weekend, that's great. Hey, it's great having Jim in here. We've got Eberhardt, which I believe is Ren Eberhardt.
His father?
Or is it the father or the son, probably? I'm not sure which one. But
Yeah.
you can tell us which Eberhardt are you. They want to know where and when is Chase's next race. We did talk about that. June 18th.
Wednesday night, this Wednesday night.
Oh, this Wednesday night you have one. Where's
Yep.
that at? The makeup race, basically?
Yeah.
Where's that again?
That's at Placerville.
Okay, out of
Wednesday.
Placerville.
Yep.
Then, of course, they have a regular points night, too, on the 18th, American Valley Speedway in Quincy, California. On Saturday night, you're going to be doing that, too.
Yep.
And you got quite a few. Wow, looks like you're booked for July and August also.
Yeah, July's a busy month.
Right, and also, too, if you want more information on that, you can go to www.chasejohnsonracing.com. Johnson spelled Johson. ChaseJohnsonRacing.com. And also, there was another question in here I have. See if we can scroll down here. We had quite a few people. We have quite a few people in the chat rooms. That's kind of great that we got that tonight. Oh, someone wanted to know how many times. We want to answer Miss Idaho's question. How many times have you flipped?
I've flipped, let's see, once in the sprint car, and then, geez, hard time keeping track in the
Several
carts.
times in the go-karts.
Yeah,
They
3
go
or
over
4.
once in a while.
Yeah.
Right. Sweet.
But sprint car is a lot more expensive when you go over.
Oh, yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah.
What does it cost to repair one of those?
What's a wing cost?
Just the wing by itself. It's a good question.
Over 500.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
easily.
Yeah, those get torn up. Those aren't very salvageable when you wreck
Yeah,
them. That's too
exactly.
bad.
Those are easily the first ones gone.
Yeah. So what is it? What are the one of the costs of like tires alone and stuff like that?
Tires go around 100, 200, 300. All
Trevor
around there.
or Trevor in the chat room, who's actually cleverly in the chat room and in here. Is that you or no? Maybe it's another Trevor. I thought it was Trevor Cristiati. Are you lying? Yeah, right. He's in the chat room. He's chatting on his phone right now. Well, Trevor wants to basically wants to know, do you ever think about racing a late model in AABLM? That's got to be Trevor. Oh, come on. Yeah, right. Too much of a coincidence there, huh?
No, that would be, I don't know, any
get your
racing
buddy over here to hook it up. He's got
Yeah.
a couple cars sitting
Yeah,
around.
exactly.
What the
Yeah,
heck?
exactly.
Right.
But, smile, Trevor.
Oh, he did, huh? He's like, see, I knew he was lying. The only Trevor I know that asked an AABLM question is sitting in the studio. Come on, it's only obvious.
Exactly.
He's like, no, I wasn't. Oh yeah, the camera goes in on Trevor now. It's Trevor there. Wave. Him and his cell phone there. Yeah. Anyway, we had a question. We had a statement saying, "Great job, Chase. Very proud of you, and good luck with your races." That was from Miss Idaho. Do you know this, Miss Idaho?
I think so. I think it's Haley Hosfield that lives in Boise, Idaho.
Oh, is that a prospect girlfriend?
No, no.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No.
Hey, they came down. I think her brother came
they
down
did?
a couple years ago. Nationals.
He's
and
got a new
go-karts.
admirer now?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's been up to nationals up at Red Bluff for the.
Oh, sweet. Right.
Yeah, a lot
West
of
Coast
people come.
Nationals.
Meet people from
Likely
out of state.
excuse, but that's great. It's cool. Just kidding. Someone Racing Wife wants to know, you given him a seat to test out? Wonder what that's referring
Probably
to.
to Trevor.
Oh, yeah, probably
Yeah,
to Trevor.
Trevor.
Give him a seat to test out, Trevor. Let him test out your
You
car.
could be in the swap too.
Oh, he's got
Oh.
two cars. We can have Trevor. We can have Trevor test out one of yours.
Yeah,
And you're swapping in.
that'd be a good time.
Yeah, well. Yeah, well, anyway, back to sponsors. And thank you so much, everybody who was in the chat room. Great show tonight. Stay tuned. Actually, do you want to find out where we're at next, what's going on? Actually, there's several places you could check. One of them is our Facebook. And I don't know the exact address, but if you just search in Checkered Flag Show under Facebook, that'll pretty much give you, it'll show you everything we're going to have and all our next guests and everything like that. Also, go to youtube.com/checkeredflagshow1. Again, chasejohnson.com. And where can you go to find that video? I just type in Chase
YouTube
Johnson or
and
anything?
then YouTube go and then type in Chase Johnson Outlaw Car Crash.
Right,
I believe
right
that's
on.
what it's under.
Again, thanks to our sponsors, Aphex Graphics, www.goaphexgraphics.com. And, of course, thank you so much to Rico Roma. Check out their brand new location. We had the grand opening. You're going to be able to see a clip from that on the Checkered Flag talk show here next Monday night. They're off Old Highway 53 next to Century 21, right there across from Tower Mart. You can also catch us on pegcentral.com. They're the TV station. Speaking of TV station, Channel 8 plays us Wednesday night at 8 p.m. on LCP TV. Want to give a mad shout out to Jed down there working real hard, and he actually puts our videos out for us too. Thanks a lot, Jed. And of course, go to Peg Central. I think it's pegcentral.com is where you can just type that in and just type in Channel 8. So.
Also got to thank Fast Loop Plus and S&K Automotive.
Oh, S&K
Other
Automotive and Fast Loop Plus, yeah.
Also sponsors, man.
Well, they did in the
They
past.
help.
They're not, right, yeah.
I
do want to thank them.
We're going to get them back.
Okay,
We'll
all
get 'em
right.
back.
Well, Kyle, you got something up your sleeve that I don't know about. I'll let you work your magic,
Yeah.
man.
That's what I'm here for.
Okay, sweet, yeah. Yeah, Kyle's definitely the shiz. So I had to joke there. Anyway, Medicine Access Television, Channel 3, right here in Ukiah, every Monday night at 7 p.m. and then 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time basically on the West Coast and on the World Wide Web at www.checkeredflag.tv. Again, thanks everybody for being on the show. Thank you so much. Good night, folks. Stay tuned next Monday.